Next, we get to introduce you all to Ricia Adair. I'm sure most of you already know who she is. She has such a wonderful personality, and it's a lot to do with, why she's so successful. This promotion that she's hit as CEO is absolutely huge. If you're new to the comp plan and don't understand it yet, once you realize how this pays out, CEO is the place to be. And Risha, she had all the kind of adversity that anybody else had in her life, and she's got experience in this industry, but I've never seen her win this big ever before. And we've been friends for many, many years. So, Risha, tell us, what do you love about this opportunity, and how do you feel about being a CEO?
Wow, there's so much emotion going on in the last few days. Okay, and I'm not emotional, so I'm not going to cry, right? But I just want to say thank you to Chris and Joni for making that phone call April 17th, 2024, because this has totally, totally changed my life. Let me bring you back to where I was. Many of you have heard my story, but we had bought our beautiful dream home, a gorgeous mini resort in Manzanillo, Mexico. And this dream home is so hungry, hungrier than a team of teenage football players that is just sucking us dry. I'm telling you, every day, there's 500 bucks, 400 bucks, 800 bucks. It's just incredible what happens to assets in the tropics, right? And so we went through our savings so fast to get the property in shape for the upcoming season. And then we found out our lawyer had stole $23,000 in closing costs. The very next day, I broke out in shingles. I was so sick. I was so inflamed, covered in infection. I had a UTI for 4 months that wouldn't go away. I got really fat. I think Joni saw one of my fat pictures on Facebook. That's why she called me.
Not true.
And
I called you because you're an amazing leader and I knew you'd rock this.
I was just retirement is an income. It's not an age, right? And here I am living in the tropics in our dream home, and we're far from living the dream. So I was so grateful for that. When that call came in, something clicked for me. First of all, I have huge respect for Chris and Joni. We've known each other in other adventures for 25 years, I think now, right? Known each other for a long time. We always called them the kids. I still call them the kids. And I've always admired them. We've worked well together. And so when they had something going, I had 1,000 questions because I said, Joni, you've said this before. Chris, you've said this before. But something tweaked that told me I just had to get the drops. So from somewhere, and to this day, I still don't know where, I found the money to buy 2 boxes. That's I don't even know where the money came from. God driven, God blessed, I don't know. And from the moment I started posting, I'm not one of these people that needs to experience it before I start posting. I think that's ridiculous. Like, get on it. There's thousands of people that have experience before you and great results before you, great transformations before you. Just trust and do it. So I trusted Joni. She told me about the system of growth. I didn't have a clue about this boards business and all that. I'm still confused over boards. Technology and the old lady, right? And so, anyways, we just got it going. And so many people trusted me and jumped on board the team right away. I've never seen this in my life where people come out of the woodwork to say, I wanted your product, I want to be on your team. And I was going, thank you, God, thank you. So I have to add this. Mike was away. Mike was in Canada, my husband. And now I'm taking the drops and the weight just started to melt off. It was like magic. I've never seen anything like that. So I lost 34 pounds. When he came back 4 months later, he said, who are you and what'd you do with my wife? So huge transformation. I was ridden with arthritis. Thank you, Reese, for recommending MOA. I had plantar fasciitis. I could hardly walk, my dear Rusty. So I jumped to president in 8 months, which was like so amazing. I've never seen that kind of success. I've had a lot of success in this industry, but not that kind of rapid success that we're making money that I did in my first 8 months that I used to make in my 3 years in the other company. So it just kind of blew me away. Right out of the gate, I started a call twice a week, getting 3 people every day to give me live testimonials. I'm going to tell you guys that's tough. It's like working for David Letterman, trying to fill up that roster, right? So if you got a story, please reach out to me. I need you on my calls. And that's hard, but it's not as hard as sitting in commuter traffic 2 hours every day, right? And with those calls, brought the people, brought the guests. Those guests brought the people, brought the guests, and the team just kept growing. What choices did I have? I'm in Manzanillo, and the people I know are in Canada, right? So this is my way of reaching out. When I got to president, I actually was very close to CEO until I found out you had to do it in 3 legs. And I went, dang, back to the grind. And so I thought, okay, next year it's going to be. So I set my clock, like Sherry said, you set the plan, right? You write it down, you set the date, you set your intentions. And I had CEO on my desk December 1st, 2025. I just knew it was meant to be. So in preparation for this, I knew I had to get out of Dodge. So I went to Canada for 2 months in May, traveled around Canada. That was hard to be away from my family, to be away from my property here, but not as hard as punching the clock for 40 hours a week, right? Right. And then after Dallas, I hadn't come home for 2 months because I kept traveling and visiting the team, growing the team. I went to Winnipeg to work with Wendy. That was hard, but not as hard as your boss telling you can't take some time off to be with your sick family. So I just kept focusing and focusing because I knew that if I kept building, it's got to come. And some time ago, someone said to me, a dear friend said, you can either make money or you can make excuses, but you can't make both. And there I was. I remembered that when I was on the bus in Winnipeg, going all the way into downtown to meet Wendy for yet one more meeting. And I was freezing cold and I had all this heavy stuff. And one time the bus driver waited for me because I was at the wrong bus stop and I ran 3 blocks with all my laptop and my heavy equipment and everything. I just know that I needed to get it done, right? So you kept focusing and the team came and more team came and the motivated people came, and then it became about their story and not yours anymore. So we had so many people that promoted. Wow, it just blows me away. One of the things that I did just before Black Friday was created a marketing drip campaign unique for different lists. And one list would be your inactive brand partners. Another list would be your active brand partners. Another list would be your old customers. Another list would be prospective new customers. And it was a marketing drip campaign that you had to stay loyal and committed to over the 7 days of this campaign. And we had over 30 people on the team participating to that. And it brought in results. People were responding to it. It was just so amazing. I put out prizes and awards for the team, which reminds me, I've got to get out my checkbook pretty soon because I got a whole lot of people that triggered those prizes. But what I want to say is, had it not been for Partner Co., I don't know where my health would be at this point. I'm 67, and I think I would have been going towards pharmaceuticals, which I don't really want, right? So my health, I'm the healthiest that I've ever been. My other concern is that we would have lost the business end of our vacation rentals in this resort had we not had the money to keep this property up to the pristine standards that we like. The other thing is Mike. He's a policeman. He's got a good policeman's pension. But if Mike should check out soon, his policeman pension dies with him the day he dies. And what would I do? And Rachel Kemp, I think, really brought it home this week. That was such an emotional story, Rachel, and I admire you so much. Thank goodness for Partner Co. to be there for you and your family. And thank goodness as well for myself. That was always on the back of my mind, that it would be my independence and my support. So, well, you know, again, it's all about the team. I have amazing people, just amazing people that are taking it by the helm. Thank you, Chris and Joni. My life is so different, so different. Can I tell you about my trip?
Absolutely. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. I first of all, I've had 6 amazing vacations last year, including one to Punta Cana. It was just most amazing. You guys, you got to strive for these trips. Do what it takes. Get out of your own way and just get it done, because you're going to be treated like a prince, like a princess, like you've never been treated before. So altogether, I had 6 amazing vacations last year. Now I'm doing a dream trip, starting with Park City, Utah. That was a big carrot for me to accomplish CEO. thank you, corporate, for putting that together. I'm really excited about that. I'm running on the beach now so I can get my legs strong to go skiing for one day, right? So I'm starting with Park City, Utah. Then I fly to Budapest, to Hungary. After several days there, I go to Paris, France for a week, and then I continue on to Zimbabwe to take a helicopter over Victoria Falls. Then I fly to Kilimanjaro in Tanzania for an African safari. Thank you for the $10,000 bonus. Wow, right? So it's just a dream come true. It's a trip of a lifetime. You guys stay focused and get it done. And especially when you're having those rough days, you can be darn sure that Chris and Joni had the rough days. Barbara and Randy had the rough days. Christy Walsh had the rough days. The Summer Simons had the rough days. Sherry Key, all of us, we've all had it. This week was the toughest week, last week of Black Friday, because we were in the vet every day with our dog, with the intravenous shots. And I said I wouldn't get emotional, but on the Tuesday when it launched is the day that we put Rusty down. And that's tough because you're really emotional. It's like your kid, right? And you got to put all that emotion aside. I need to give my husband emotional support for this. And I need to get on that drip campaign to get on with the team. So all of us have stories and we all have adversity. We all have drama. But in the end, there's just so much gratitude. There's so much gratitude. Thank you, God. Thank you for bringing Chris and Joni to call me that day about Partner Code. Thank you to John and Darren for all they do in their families, for all the sacrifices that they make for us. And thank you for this culture. Oh my God, Todd Rowland. I mean, you've just been amazing. All of you have been amazing. Sarah, for being here every day for us on the IPA calls. It's a culture that I've never seen in my 25 years in the industry. And I really believe this is God's blessing.
Amazing. Absolutely. Appreciate you so much. Love you, Ricia.
Love you too so much.
So proud of you. And I'm just so thankful for Partner Co, because I remember that call and when you said, you've said this before, Joni. And I'm like, trust me, this is different. This is different. And boy, is it ever.
Thank you. Sending love, you guys.